What's going on? I'm Spencer Tillis.
I'm Angela Santoro.
I'm Trayvon Miles.
And this is the Delmarva Sports Insider. Coming up in just a few minutes in today's episode. The Stephen Decatur baseball team was looking to kick off their season with a bang when they hosted Mardella earlier in the week, but how did the Seahawks do?
And in lacrosse, Sussex Central was taking on Dover Wednesday night, but could the Golden Knights stop the Senators' Dylan Handel from finding the back of the net?
SU baseball off to another fantastic start. In studio, we have the man behind it all. Welcome, folks. Welcome to Delmarva Sports Insider, spring edition. Still not feeling like spring outside quite right now,
Not at all.
but we're definitely in the swing of things. We're not going to waste any time, Spencer, Angela. We're going to jump right into the action. Big game went down near the beach on Wednesday night when defending champion Cape Henlopen Vikings took on Parkside. The Rams with a pretty respectable lax program of their own, and this is actually the Vikings versus the Rams. This is Bullis actually taking on Cape, and Bullis lineman there with the lead. Next thing you know, Cape coming up with the shot, gets it to go. Cape was still fighting. Bullis, the number 12 team in the country, and what do you know? Cape put up a fight with these guys all night long, but it would be Bullis actually taking the win in that one. They would take that win big. And guys, what can be said about that game? I mean, just incredible fight by Cape ultimately, but just didn't go to where you kind of wanted the game to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Cape came in with pretty high expectations. I mean, they are the defending champs in Delaware. You got to give them some credit there. But Bullis is the 12th ranked team in the nation for a reason. I mean, they are solid. They're going to come in. They had actually another big game today against Worcester Prep. Took that one as well. So I don't think this really says too much bad about Cape. Give them some time. It is just the beginning of the season. I think once they get into conference play, you'll see them kind of rise above the competition, and they'll be just fine.
I think so too. Well, last night at Wesley, it was Easton and Salesianum going head-to-head. After one, the game was tied, but who would get the win? Second quarter here, all tied up at 1. Mitchell really gets open in front of the goal and puts it in to give the Warriors the 2-1 lead. The Sallies would have something to say about it, though. Taylor Withrow would find Sam Fink cutting across, and he'll send it in. Easton would keep things close, though. This time, it would be Brad Lill, and he would take the shot from the right side. Look at the keeper just collapse there. He did not see that one coming, but Salesianum would run away with this one down the stretch. Jamie Hobbs would find Mark McGarry. He puts that one away, and they would not look back as the Sallies take it 9-4 the final. And guys, as we all know, Salesianum is the powerhouse. They're the powerhouse. They kind of take everything, but in saying that, Easton hung with them that first half, and it was a great matchup. I think that Easton looked extremely athletic on the field, and I'm actually very excited given the fact that, you know, Salesianum is the powerhouse that they are. I think that Easton actually is looking like they're going to have a really great season this year.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows I'm a pretty big Easton fan, but I was at the game last year when they played the Sallies, and they got blown up in that game. So I think this one speaks a lot about them. You know, I love Hall for that team, too. He's going to be solid down the stretch. I think they're going to be just fine, too. It's one of those ones where you just test yourself early on, and then you kind of get ready for the regular season. I think they're going to be good. And we had a pretty good early season matchup, speaking of which, when Delmar hit the road when they took on Polytech earlier this week. The Wildcats looking good, though, early on. So when Jeremy Hands right here with the shot high beats the keeper right there, and then a few minutes later, he was right back at it. This one from the left side as well. That gave his team a 2-0 lead at that point. Poly, though, would fight their way back in this thing, give the Panthers some credit. Jared Walkfree here gets the ball, splits 2 defenders, and sends that one home right there through the contact, no less. But the defense would lock down, and that would prove to be the difference in one for Delmar. Hunter Gilmore here comes up with the save off the low roller right there as the Wildcats would go on to win that one. 5-4 the final there. A pretty close one. You know what, Delmar, the Wildcats, it's interesting. I mean, they finished last year 11-3. Really disappointed. They got into the playoffs. They expected to hopefully make a run. They got bounced in the first round, and it was kind of rough to see that happen. They lost a ton of seniors from that year, too. So I think this season they were coming in kind of really trying to get a feel of what this team's going to be about. I mean, obviously, a lot of people want to do that at the starting part of the season. The other side of that is Polytech. I don't think much people expected stuff out of them as well. They also got to the first round of playoffs last year, but just 8-7 before they got bounced out. But the real funny thing about this is one game into the season, Polytech now has the same number of losses in Delaware teams that their basketball team had
Already.
for the entire season. I mean, it's a tough crowd right now if you're trying to compete in poly sports with as good as
that should tell you what their basketball team did this past fall.
Yeah,
It was an absolutely great run, and we had awesome time covering it. Well, Milford boys with a first-round exit last season as well, making it a goal to get back in the season into the playoffs and actually win it this time. Game tied at 1 when I arrived, right? Just in time, right?
Perfect.
Right in time to see Matt Viramontes riding solo into the crease to put his team up 2-1. Bucks also getting it done on defense. Jake Kaiser Great cut to get the shot right in front of the net, but a better save by Bucks keeper Clay Stevenson, keeping them up 1. Eagles would break through, though. Jake Russillo with a laser ball right past the keeper. Smyrna ties the game up at 2, and over from there was all Milford as Zach Heesh would find the ground ball in enemy territory and put it away. Milford wins this one 7-5, now 3-0 on the season for the Bucks.
And we're going to take things over to the girls. Caesar Rodney was taking on Caravel last night, and right there was Lauren Phillips. She would cut inside and put that one in to give the Bucks the early lead. The Riders fighting their way back into this one. Delaney Steele went off. She had 9 goals. Yes, wow. I said 9. That helped the Riders stay close in it, but CR could not manage to take the lead. Caravel with the free position. You just saw Olivia Duarte get rocked by Abby McGowan. She would get up, she would walk it off and be just fine. She would end up finishing the play by finding the back of the net, and Caravel would go on to win this one 23-20 the final.
And Sussex Central played host to Dover on Wednesday. The Senators would strike first and single, or specifically this guy would, Dylan Handel. He was going off. Unassisted goals, face-off, I mean, whatever you want to call it, he was making it happen. He finished with 8 scores on the day right there and feeling himself a little too. The Golden Knights, though, trying to hang tough. Chase Wells here with the nice fake. Gets that one to the outside, bounces it in, but Dover, well, they really controlled this thing from the start of the game. Shea Neal here comes up with out of the pile somehow with it, falling back and beats the keeper. I'm not even sure he knew where the net was, but apparently that works as well. Don't have to see it for it to count. The Senators take that thing 19-2 the final over there.
Great start to the season. Taking a look at our boys across standings in Delaware. Milford, undefeated, still 3-0. Delmar and Dover at 2-1 respectively. And Cape Henlopen coming off that loss to the number 12 team in the country, Bullis. No shame in that loss. And over in Maryland, 3 undefeateds. Bennett sitting at 2-0. Kent County and Decatur both with wins this week. Y-High and CSD not so lucky. They sit right now at 0-1.
All right, well, thank you, Trey. It's time for our first commercial break, but make sure to keep it right here because when we get back, we're going to be taking things to the baseball diamond.
Lexi Woodruff, Cape Lacrosse Attacker. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.